The following program was produced by an independent community producer. The opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the ECAT staff or board of directors.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Topic Time with Harrison Young. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to through June Topic Time with Harrison Young. We have another Zoom show to the awesome state of New Jersey today. This is my fourth one in 2023. It's amazing. It's become quite a stronghold for Topic Time Nation. Another musical band called Strange Authority. Three members of the band we got right here. But before we get to them, I'm going to read these incredible underwriters, and then we will commence per usual. So we got the Phaediologist 101 Barbershop in Brockton. We got Bryant's Auto and Tire Service in Borough. We got Countertops Express in North Attleboro. We are experts in installation and removal of quartz and granite. We got Auto Top, Auto Glass, and Auto Body in Abington. We got Eli's Auto Care in Taunton. We got Lynch's Towing, Auto Cycling Truck Center in Brockton. One number for towing, one number for projects. Always looking for new wheels, scrap metal, anything my pal Lynchy there in Brockton can handle. He does it all. We got John's Greenhouses and Florist Shop in Brockton. We got 111 Tattoo Collective in Brockton. We got Sure Shine Pro Detailing and Hand Wash in Abington. Always looking for new talent. We got Uplifted Nutrition in Taunton. We got JCB Auto Repair and Towing Services in Brockton. They're in Norton. We got Grant's Rental in Bridgewater. We got A1's Tire and Auto Center in Brockton. Always looking for new service writers and techs. And even if you don't know how to do it, if you know someone that does, send them on by. We got the Gunrunner LLC, the Second Amendment Freedom Store in Middleborough. We got C&J Auto Body and Auto Glass Towing in Stoughton. We got Easton Fitness and the Village Shops in Northeastern. We got Doggy Boutique, all breed professional grooming for dogs and cats, run by my great next door neighbor, Debbie Siddell in Brockton. We got Chapin Sheds in Whitman. We got Carpet and Force for 50 years. We got Joe's Diner in Taunton. And now, officially, I will introduce these guys, Strange Authority. It's Chris, Brad, and Connor, is it?
Yep.
Oh, perfect. And you're clear as a bell. We had some technical issues before we had to deal with, but I think we made it the best of it. So, okay. So you're a band called Strange Authority, and you're sitting in Hillsborough, New Jersey. It looks like you're in an outdoor setting under a wooden scaffold. Is that true?
No, we're actually at Connor's house in his basement where we practice.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever the behind you looks like looks like you're outside though. Like where it looks.
That's a wall. Yeah.
It's a great. Yeah, it's pretty. It looks cool. I like the look of that. For the first time ever, usually I do a show here in Easton, Mass. They have the backdrop for me is the outdoors, but today they got a stained glass window, which is sweet. Now you got a backdrop. It looks like you're outside. So nothing wrong with that. A little role reversal, if you will. All right. Well, Chris, I'm going to talk to you first. Chris Diaz, you're the guy that set the show up. Thanks to the referral of Connemara, another great band down there. And tell me about your history in music. You've been doing this since you were a kid. Talk about that. And how it, you mentioned something before we had the technical glitch about how you had a transformation. So let's go over that again. And this time there won't be any issues with technical problems. So go for it.
All right. Well, so I started playing music at a young age because my whole family, everyone's a musician in my family.
Wow. Okay.
So I had started playing the violin probably around.
How many in the family?
Oh God. Well, my immediate family, I just have an older sister who actually she played the violin as well, and my grandmother, she was playing like a lot of Philippine instruments from when she came over from the Philippines.
Oh wow. Okay. So you have your sister and your grandmother too. So are you the youngest in the family?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you're everyone, all your older ones were influencing you. Okay. So you played the violin when you were a little kid, but then something happened. What was that transformation? Tell us about it. It's fascinating.
Yeah, I got like to 5th grade and I was like, I don't really feel like playing this anymore. So I stopped playing music for a little bit, kind of focused more on sports. And then I picked up the guitar around 7th grade because my dad started showing me like bands like Van Halen and Kiss and a bunch of stuff like that. And actually around that time I had to stop playing sports because I had a lot of head injuries.
Oh, wow.
So it was actually, as bad as it is, it's kind of a blessing in disguise because then I found music and now I'm with these guys.
There you go. And by the way, just so you know, you still look athletic even though you don't play sports now. And that's good. There's nothing wrong with looking athletic. I like to think I'm athletic and I don't play sports now, but I live an athletic life. Okay. And so your father was a classic rock junkie, and then he sort of converted you.
Yep.
What I'm just wondering, was it? I can't help but paint a picture in my mind of you as a little kid playing the violin, and your father saying, "Why don't we get this guy on something, you know, a little heavier than this? This is really etching at my brain." Did something like that ever happen as you were growing up? I couldn't help it.
Kind of not really, because I mean, my dad, he used to play the drums. Actually, when he was in high school, he was in a Kiss cover band, and they did all the makeup and everything.
Oh wow, okay.
So yeah, even from all the way back then, he was into that music, and yeah, once I picked up the guitar, he was actually pretty happy about it. So
okay, all right. So basically, he accepted your fiddling, and then he went decided it was time to really get down with all the heavy metal, and I get it. Okay.
yes.
All right. Now on the left you have Connor, and he's the bassist, right?
I am the drummer.
The drummer, I did that again. All right, well, don't worry about that. Listen, I'm human. Sometimes when I'm interviewing more than one person, it shows, you know, the art of conversation is fraught with frailty, and we don't worry about it. Okay, tell me about how you got to be a drummer. You talked about it before. You always liked the drums as a kid, or so you tell me about that. How did that come to pass?
Well, my older brother played drums.
Okay. Obviously, everyone wants to know what the brother does, except mine, because I was a terrible role model. But go on.
I was actually more into guitar, and I played that for like a year, and then I just like I don't know, I just stopped. It wasn't for me. I couldn't shred, and then I'm a big fan of the old Avenged Sevenfold drummer, the Rev. And so was my older brother. So then I just started playing a bunch of Avenged Sevenfold songs, and then that led to you know, other songs, of course, by other artists, and well, now I'm here.
Great, okay. And now, so you're Connor, you're the drummer. Now Brad, you're the bassist, right?
I am.
Okay, fine. Now tell me about your history. Now all of you grew up in New Jersey, right? You've been here your whole life?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I grew up in Hillsborough with these guys, and then I never really interacted with them. And through high school, and then I transferred schools and moved and whatever. And then during quarantine or COVID or whatever, or like slightly before then, they reached out and like, hey, why don't I join the band? Because I had talked to them through friends and stuff like that. So that's how I kind of got into the band. But yeah, I never really listened to like metal and stuff before I met these guys, because they really like opened my eyes, because I was like, I grew up listening to like country and like classic rock and stuff, and then I was always like, no metal, all that screaming, that's like, no, that's little kid stuff. And now I love it, and it's the big part of my life now, I guess.
That's awesome. Okay, now you told me before that probably like 5 years ago you founded the band 5 years ago, but then two other people, you had more people than you do now. How did that come to be? Let's talk about that in a minute. I want to talk about how you guys became incorporated as a band yourselves. Talk about that. Just talk amongst yourselves. Let's hear what comes out.
How you think?
What was the
How the band started?
No, like how
You
like,
were
we
there
all
How
came
the
together.
band started? How you guys collaborated? How did that happen?
I'll put it together part of that. I can put it together, and we'll get to the.
Yeah. Chris, why don't you start?
So, you want to start?
Okay. Yeah. Basically, Chris did not sing before.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we had another singer who was a huge fan, like huge is a big understatement, of Elvis.
Okay.
So we were like trying to combine Elvis and Metallica, and that just was not working.
Okay.
And then Chris was actually the backup vocalist. And then one day when I wasn't trying to like be that guy, but like I just wanted to be honest too. And I was like, dude, you should be the singer of the band.
Wow. Okay.
And then he was like, really? And I was like, yeah, like you sing really well. Not that our other singer doesn't. It's just like we're metalheads and he's an Elvis head.
Yeah, it's like it's just a clash of styles. Yeah.
So then it was actually pretty sweet that the three of us, me, Chris, and the old singer, actually came to terms of him leaving, so it wasn't like anyone had to step on anyone's
there's no
toes and
feelings.
whatnot. And then at the same time, we got Brad.
That's me.
Yeah,
That guy.
that's my version of it.
Okay, so basically, you had a little Elvis influence. That's kind of interesting. You're like, right, all that kind of thing.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's
I know, I get it. Okay, all right. And so you guys have been together for the 5 years that since Strange Authority was founded, right?
Yeah. So I'm technically the only original member from like the beginning. Yeah, we had a full 5-piece when Connor joined. We had a drummer for like a month before him, but he was a year older than us, and he was going on to college and all that, so he couldn't really keep going with us.
Okay, I'm guessing in 2018 you guys were still in high school, right? All of you?
Yeah, we were juniors.
Sure. Wow. Okay. Yeah, you're young. Okay. All right. Now I know. Just so you guys know, everybody, about halfway through the show, we're gonna watch a little video that these guys performed of their performance. Now, this video we're gonna watch was this a music video? Was it just you guys performing, or do you have like things going on like they do often in music videos as well?
So the video we sent over is actually from when we played at the Stone Pony in January.
Oh, okay, the Stone Pony. I've heard of that. I guess Connemara played it too. All right.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's that we played there last April. That was the first time we were there, and it was honestly a blessing to be there because
Yeah, that's cool.
that was always been a dream for me and all of us.
Okay.
Because that place is so legendary for Jersey.
Yeah, so I hear. I know. Is that near in Asbury Park and near there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, as far as touring though, where have you gone outside of New Jersey since you began? Or do you go to clubs now and perform? I mean, you performed at the Stone Pony. Guess what? My awesome tech girl told me, Julia, that we're down halfway through the show, so we're gonna watch that video and then we're gonna talk about it and everything else when we come back. So stay tuned and Strange Authority, and we'll be right back after hearing their awesome video and seeing them perform.
It's called Lapel du Vide.
right, tell us what we just watched.
All right. Well, so that was one of our newer songs called Lapel du Vide.
Okay,
It's off our new album Aftershock that we have been working on for about 2 years now.
Yeah.
wow,
Yeah.
I like the name Aftershock, okay.
Thank you.
Feels like 12.
Yeah, I mean, we chose that name partially because it's our second bigger release, so it kind of just goes hand in hand with, like, you know, Earthquake then an Aftershock. So
Okay, interesting. Wow, you guys are real. Yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, cathartic music is great if it's done right. If it's just noise, it's not great. But you guys obviously have it down, and that's impressive. Now, have you ever been? Have you guys ever been in a battle of the bands before anywhere?
No, we planned to at one point, didn't we?
yeah, because they used to hold it at high school, but
Yeah, we never go.
I would think that in high school you guys were already performing. Did you perform like up on stage for your ex-fellow students at your high school?
Not while we were in high
We
school.
No.
we were in high school now.
Did you all
Oh, all right.
go to the same high school?
for a little bit.
I did for 1 year, and then I moved.
Okay, that's awesome. All right. So what does your current schedule look like, in performing? What do you, I mean, I guess you guys are pretty busy with touring right now, right?
No,
Not as
No,
busy as we'd
We're
like
looking
to
to
be.
pick up some shows, but we just had our first out of state show
Where was
last
that?
Wednesday.
yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what
Wednesday. Yeah. The smog.
it was in Camp Hill, PA. So for us, it was a 2.5-hour drive.
Yeah, right. Near Philadelphia?
No, I think it's
No,
closer to like Harrisburg.
No, it was a little past Hershey Park.
Yeah,
Okay.
University, Harrisburg, that kind of area.
Well, I
Lancaster.
I'm sure the Amish were impressed if they heard it. Wow. I know there's a lot of them down there. Okay, well, that's
Yeah.
great. So that was the furthest you've ever moved, you've ever gone for a show since you formed the band. Obviously,
Yeah, so far.
all right. Are you guys are you guys, are many of you in college right now or doing school of any kind?
No, we are actually teachers, Chris and I.
Yeah, they are.
You teachers,
I work-
music teachers?
Nah, no, yeah, we
just work
all
full-time
kind of.
jobs,
Yeah, we work at a daycare in our town.
Oh, no kidding. Oh, that's,
Yeah.
I couldn't do that. I mean, kids are adorable, but to me, when there's someone else's kids, they're really adorable. And when if I have to take care of them, I don't know if I can handle that. Too much responsibility, too many things that could go wrong. So I admire that. That's great. Do you ever perform for them?
Well, I've brought in my guitar a couple times for them just to play around, and like they've asked like 10 million questions to me.
You play free
I bet they have. You guys ever see the movie School of Rock?
Yes.
My cousin was in that. You know who Sarah Silverman is, the comedian?
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
She's my cousin.
That's pretty cool.
It is. I know. Well, I hope to get her on the show sometime. The reason, well, as you know, in the movie, which I can't believe was 20 years ago, it came out in 2003. And I remember I saw it on November 3rd of 2003 with my brother. But my point is, maybe you could teach remember how the Jack Black's character started that rock school with the kids? Maybe you
Yeah.
could work with those kids. You could
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that would be really cool. Just not this daycare.
Yeah, maybe not at this place.
Before me in
But...
front of
We could do that and then.
yeah.
You all teach at the same location, or are you all at the same school?
Oh yeah, Connor and I are, but Brad works a different
I
job.
work in a warehouse.
Oh, okay, all right, so well, that's amazing though, I mean, but all right, now, as far as education and music, everything was done, you took lessons as kids, I assume, right? To get to learn what you've learned now?
Yeah,
I actually have never taken a single drum lesson,
that's
Wow.
and I don't know how to read music either.
I don't either. Well, I do, but I choose not to. It's easier to think.
Oh, so you're basically self-taught, all of you?
Yeah, I took lessons for a while.
Yeah, I did
But-
for like a year or two as well. Like intermittently, not super often, but yeah.
Well, whatever information you ingested, whatever skills that were imported by you from those lessons are obviously have helped you a lot. You probably don't even realize it yet, but those are important. Those are, you learn something every day. That's not just a cliche. It's true. As
Yeah,
someone been on this earth a while, I know that from experience, I can tell you. And I took piano lessons myself for 7 years. And I thought and everyone told me I was incredibly talented, but I couldn't stay with it. So I admire anybody that stayed with it long enough to be in their twenties and still be doing it. So now, have you guys ever like how much have you been on TV before or on the radio down there?
No, we're trying to
working
work
from
on
home.
that radio stuff. It's just emails and stuff like that.
Calling in and shit like that.
Well, I told the guys from Connemara, because up here in Mass, we have a radio station, WATD, and we got a guy named Ed Shea, who's one of my colleagues when I got my start in radio down there back in 2005. And we always have bands and musicians coming up here to perform at a little show we have called Almost Famous, usually done on Tuesday nights. So I'm thinking, I mean, you guys might want to put out a press release to a bunch of stations to see if they'll, play your stuff. I mean, that's the way it should be now. With technology being the way it is, you should be able to reach out to a lot of people at once and get a lot of opportunities to expand your horizons, especially considering the distance you must have traveled for that show that you did in PA.
Oh yeah.
Look,
Okay, that is a top priority on our agenda list.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you ever consider would you consider doing a music video where you actually,
we were planning that.
We are actually in the middle of making a music video.
Okay.
My older brother also went to film school for a little bit,
There you
so
go.
he's putting the finishing touches on it and all that stuff.
No idea.
And then,
No release date or anything, but yeah.
You gotta get pretty girls in those videos. That you want views, that'll get them. Well, guys too, you gotta have all kinds of cool stuff happening. I've been in a few music videos, and I've been a fan of music videos since probably the 80s when they started coming out. When MTV was first, in its infancy, and now while most of the stuff you see today is the most modern TV stuff, music videos is Nickelodeon, and they have all the new artists and everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys have any representatives? Do you have an agent or
No,
some-
we're independent.
You're independent. You represent
Yeah.
yourself. Okay.
Yeah, it's all us.
As
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, so what are your plans for like this upcoming summer? You got any shows on the beach? I figured I assume down there you're probably going to be out. The weather's probably sweet. You're going to be outdoors. A lot of people are going to want to hear you. You'll be entertaining people by the big fun amounts, right?
Right now, it's just like making phone calls, sending emails, trying to get shows wherever we can, and just trying to spread our.
But each summer we've had more shows than the last like 2 years ago. We had like one.
That's incredible. What about performing in New York? You ever looked at doing that? Because I figured or even going down, or maybe I know I wouldn't think Nashville, but I'm sure. What about going out to Cleveland, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and trying to do a performance out there?
We do need to definitely like reach out more.
Yeah. We're not afraid to go to a place like that. We talked to Daytona Beach in Florida.
You did,
and we were also on a Zoom, and then it just didn't work out.
Yeah, because it was just a weird part.
But I mean,
we
definitely gonna try again.
Yeah. Definitely worth trying again.
We're gonna try it again. You can't just try and fail and say. I know you guys. You're persistent. You'll have plenty of. You'll figure it out. You'll make the right combinations, and it will click. I can tell that. All right, now do you guys have people? Do you have like backup members of the band in case somebody or like the people on call? Okay. Do you have any people that you might want to call to maybe add to the band at some point? Or, I'm sure you know a lot of people that are into music down there, right?
Yeah, we have a couple people who have helped us out with shows, and we've been trying to find another guitarist.
Yeah, consistently.
Yeah, a consistent guitarist. But right now it's
just
we have a couple people interested, but.
Well, that's fine. If you're doing great by just the three of you, then that's fine. And then whatever happens down the line, it'll work out just the way it should. Well, guess what? We're down to the final 5 minutes of the show. I hope you had fun talking to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has been
awesome.
Very fun.
Yeah, this is
definitely
fun.
do it again
Thank you. All right. So listen, here's what I want you to do. First thing, I want you to look at your camera there and give shouts out to people that are going to see the show. And believe me, once it's up, I expect we'll get lots of views. And you can share it with the world, and then we're gonna wrap the show up with my music the way we started it. So go ahead. You all know the people in your lives, so go for it. We'll condense them, and then that'll be it.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Hi, Emily. I love you. Hi, Brian. match that grandma, my kiddos, I guess, if they ever see this.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys have kids? Not, you don't have kids yet, do you?
No.
I hope
No,
not.
I know, like my class.
Friends, I get it, okay, all right. Now, the other thing is, if you had fun with me, and you know anybody down there or anywhere else that's great into music or does anything interesting, and they might want to be on as my guest, either by Zoom or in person, you got my digits, Chris, you have my digits. You have them, text me and we'll get them on as guests, either by Zoom or in person.
All right, we'll do.
Sound like a plan?
Sounds like a plan.
All right, the last thing I'm gonna ask is that once we finish the show, we're gonna be done in a couple of minutes. Will you stick around and do pictures for Facebook? My tech lady will take them, and then I tag you in them, or at least Chris. And if you guys want to hook up with me on Facebook, I can tag all of you. You okay with that?
Yeah.
I mean, we can tag this.
All right, sounds great. Okay, we're gonna wrap the show up, folks. So thanks for watching. See you next week. More great topic time episodes to follow. Signing off. Bye.
We just I can't.